I'm going to say something that's going to piss a lot of people off. But if you are in a leadership position, such as a boss, manager, CEO, a coach, whatever, anything of the sort, and you are clearly out of shape, I personally am going to have a hard time taking you seriously. And I know how that sounds. Just hear me out because I'm not talking about like aesthetics, about looking good or having a six pack. What I'm talking about is something that goes way deeper than that. And by the end of this video, I think a lot of you are actually going to agree with me, whether you want to or not. So let me be clear about what I'm actually trying to say, because I know that there are going to be a lot of people that are going to take this the wrong way. I'm not saying that you need to be absolutely jacked in order to take on a leadership position and actually perform as a leader. What I'm saying is that your body is a direct reflection of the decisions that you make every single day. Do you eat junk food whenever you feel stressed out? Do you skip the gym whenever you feel like you've had a long day? Do you tell yourself that, oh, you know what, I'm just going to start Monday, and then Monday comes, and then Monday goes, and then you don't actually do anything about it? Here's the thing, man. You can fake a lot of shit. You can fake a resume. You can fake confidence in a group setting, say in a meeting or something. But one thing you can't fake is your body. Over time, your body is going to be exposing what you do or what you don't do as well. If you are somebody who leads people, like you hold them to a very high standard, your body is evidence on whether or not you actually live by that standard or not. And being in a leadership position, you need to lead by example. So you can't be holding people to these awesome standards, talking the talk, but not walking the walk at the same time. So that's all I'm saying. So that's the whole point of what I'm saying. That's it. Nothing more. People won't see you as a leader just because of your job title or because of your job description. They're not going to follow you just because of that. Although they will do what you say if you have a position that's over them, but that's simply because that's their fucking job and they need to make money to support themselves and the people they love. Just because you tell somebody to do something and they do it does not mean that you are a leader. Like, not even close. It just means that you've probably been in that job for a little bit longer than somebody else. So, now you have that position and now you get to, delegate on what to do, tell people what to do. That does not make you a leader. People will follow you when they believe in you, when they believe in what you say. So that's why you need to demonstrate these standards that you are demanding of them. If you are not walking the walk, but you're only talking the talk, don't expect anybody to take you seriously. So there's a really good quote by Steve Jobs. Let me see. I'm going to pull it up real quick. Try to find it. It says here, management is about persuading people to do things they do not want to do, while leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. Let that sink in for a second. Just because you're telling people what the fuck to do at your job does not mean that you are a leader. So whenever I see a guy that's like talking about discipline and hard work and showing up and all this shit, but he is clearly not applying any of that to himself, there's clearly a disconnect. And the people around you are also going to feel that disconnect, whether they know how to actually articulate that or not. I feel like we've all felt that way before. Like somebody is just like kind of boastful about what they do and all this confidence they have. Like, oh yeah, dude, I'm always in the gym. I fucking make sure I eat healthy. I'm like, you got a beer belly, bro. Like you're actually kind of skinny fat, dude. Like, no offense, but like whenever somebody tells me that they go to the gym 5 times a week, and then I'm like, oh dude, that's freaking awesome. And I'll look at their profile and they are very overweight. I'm like, okay, like obviously you don't have it unlocked, because you can go to the gym and be overweight, because then the issue is like your nutrition. You're eating too much food, right? Eating too many calories. But that's the thing, is that some people will tell me that they have everything unlocked. Oh yeah, everything's good, bro. And I'll ask them, oh, everything's perfect, and they're like, yep, wouldn't want to change a thing. And that right there is ego holding you back from from actually being in shape. And it just sucks, because I really wish that people would set their ego aside and know when to take help, know when to seek help, know when they fucking need help. If you're fucking fat, clearly you don't know what you're doing. To get back on track, the reverse also feels the same. So when somebody is talking all this stuff, talking about discipline, hard work, whatever, all that great motivating stuff, you can actually feel when they live it. You know when they do that shit. And it feels the same way, man. So you can always tell when somebody's bullshitting when they're all talk. This talk about discipline. Oh, I'm an awesome leader. I'm freaking disciplined. I can lead us to success. But they're fat and they just don't give off the right vibe. Like, not even just about their physique, just who they are as a person. right? Because clearly they don't always live to those standards in what they do. But if you have somebody that is in shape, then you can be confident that he's actually going to do those things, or he or she is going to do those things. When they say, yeah, you know what, man, let's get up early, let's get a head start, and I think that'll put us ahead of everyone else. If a fit guy told me that, I'm going to fucking believe him. If a heavy guy told me that, I'm going to be like, okay, you know what, there might be some drag here. He might reschedule. He might want to start actually an hour or 2 or 3 hours later than what he initially said. And I can expect a message in the morning from him saying like, hey bro, let's hold off for another couple hours. I woke up not feeling good or whatever. I woke up with a headache, whatever. You can always feel the disconnect. If you want people to show up, then start showing up for yourself. If you want people to have a high standard, then hold yourself to a high standard. Your body is the most clearly visible proof that you live what you speak. Does that kind of like make sense? All right, so let me get ahead of the comments because I already know there's going to be people saying, oh, well, what about medical issues? What about injuries and stuff like that? Well, yeah, obviously, like those people, like if it's something that's out of your control, then how can anybody blame you for that, right? Who I'm talking to are the people who are able-bodied, people who have no excuses not to be in shape. That is exactly who I'm talking to. There's a difference there because one is like, I guess, for example, let's say if you get in a car wreck, dude, and like now you're bedridden for a while trying to heal and get back. Like, why would I call you a shitty leader for not getting up and doing certain things? Like, obviously, you can't. But if a person who is completely able-bodied like myself, like if I'm over here preaching fitness, but I have like a triple chin and my gut is hanging over my belt, obviously you guys are going to feel that disconnect. But that disconnect just doesn't exist. You can be a great leader without being fit. Okay, I mean, maybe. But can you really, like, with a straight face, preach discipline and accountability if you don't even apply it to yourself? That's a different type of question, and the answer is always no. That's superficial. Judge people based on their ideas. Well, I do judge people based on their ideas. And I also judge them on whether their words match their actions. And your body is one of the most obvious places on where that either lines up or it doesn't. Not everyone has the same priorities. And yeah, although that may be true, if you're in a leadership position and you are asking people to perform, you are asking people to hold themselves accountable, you're asking people to give it their very best, then taking care of your body is a priority, whether you want to frame it that way or not. Quick pause. If you are resonating with this video and you feel like you are in need of a system in order to help you cut fat and get jacked, and you want to work one-on-one with the coach, go ahead and click the free training link in the description. It breaks down my entire system step by step on how I made my transformation. There's also a link there to my Instagram. I post a lot of content that's going to help you out. Shoot me a follow and then go ahead and shoot me a DM if you have any further questions. All right, let's get back to it. Here's what I think is really going on. Most people who are out of shape and in leadership positions, I don't think are necessarily lazy or bad people, of course. What I think is just that they are very good at convincing themselves that it's okay. I'm busy. Sure, you're busy. So is everybody else. I'll get to it when things slow down. Things don't slow down. You know that. When one thing in life slows down, another thing picks up. There is no right time. You're always going to be dealing with something in life. You might as well just get started and learn how to adjust. My value is in my mind, not my body. Okay, but you live in your body. Your body is how you perform. You perform through your body. Your energy, your ability to focus, all of that is affected by how you take care of your body. So that argument isn't exactly valid, like at all. And I'm not saying this to be harsh. I'm just keeping it real because I've been through those times in my life where I felt the same, where I'll call them seasons. I had seasons in my life where I slipped up, made some mistakes, and I felt the effects of that. I had low energy. I had a very hard time actually maintaining focus. I was, losing patience a lot easier. And that was all a direct reflection of me not actually taking care of my health and fitness. And I know it's true because when I compare it to when I now am actually locked into my strength training, locked into my nutrition, I can feel the effects of that. My body just feels so much better. My energy, my focus, my patience, all way better. How I operate throughout the day, not just with those characteristics, but altogether, I feel like it just made me a much better man, a much better husband, a way harder worker. And it's all because of the foundation that fitness provides to you. It's like, imagine if the foundation of a home is built all shaky, it's not very stable at all, that house is going to eventually break down. But that foundation, if it's nice and strong, your physical fitness, it's going to hold up that home. It's going to hold up everything else that you want to build. And I want to make this very clear because I don't want people to walk away from this video thinking that I'm saying that you need to look a certain way. This is not about aesthetics at all. This is about how you hold yourself to a standard and you commit to it, whether there are inconveniences or not. Because the point isn't having a six pack. The point is there an area in your life where you show up when you don't want to? Where you still commit to the plan even when it's inconvenient? And does your body reflect that? Is your body evidence of that? Because if it's not, if your body is showing me that you consistently choose comfort over inconvenience, then I'm going to have a really hard time believing the rest of what you're saying. I'm going to have a really hard time believing in what you're trying to sell. That's just the honest truth. And you know, I've been around a lot of different high performers at this point in my life, whether that's with business or if that's, you know, even in the Marine Corps. Some of those most badass people I've ever met, the greatest leaders I've ever met, have been in the military. And I also know and work with people who make a shit ton of money. I'm talking like Lamborghini type of money. And not all of them are like insanely jacked. Not all of them have like their entire personality built around the gym, but they all have some type of physical standard. Every single one of them. They all have something that they hold themselves to, no matter what. All these high performers that I've been around, they're not all like fucking athletes. They're not all insanely jacked or nothing like that, but they do take care of themselves physically. And it's always really obvious that your team and the people you work with know that. They know that it's obvious and they can feel the effects of that. And on the flip side, I've seen people who do the opposite. For example, I was a marksmanship instructor. And I was not the only one, obviously. There were other marksmanship instructors. We all taught recruits going through boot camp how to shoot a rifle, how to qualify on the range. And there was this one instructor, I'm not going to drop any names, but he was very out of shape. Like, I'm surprised that he wasn't kicked out of the Marine Corps type of out of shape. And the recruits did not respect him. And it was pretty clear whenever we asked like or a recruit, because it's called PMI, primary marksmanship instructor, but I'm just going to say marksmanship instructor for now. Whenever we would all be like, all of our platoons would be in a similar area, like on the range shooting, and we needed to get a recruit's attention, and we were like talking to him, and we were like, oh, you don't know this information? Like, oh man, like who's your PMI? And one of them one time was like, oh, it's the fat guy right there. I was like, damn, like that's how he referred to a Marine, was that fat guy. Clearly there was a disconnect of leadership, right? There was a disconnect of him viewing him as a leader. And it's because he didn't take care of himself physically. If he did take care of himself physically, do you think he would have said that fat PMI over there? No, absolutely not. That effect also is felt among everybody around you. And it's a direct reflection of your results as well. His platoon shot like shit every single time. I think he won once, but that kind of like, honestly, like I'm not going to take that away from him. But it did take a while for that to happen, but he persevered. I'll give him that. But a lot of the times it's just like the group that you get. Sometimes you get a group that you teach the exact same thing to. You teach them all the same thing, but one group just naturally shoots better than the other. It kind of just is what it is. You have a more competent group of recruits than, you know, a previous group that you may have. So it is what it is. So all this to say that if you want a high performing business, you want a high performing team, or even a high performing household, then it starts with you. You need to hold yourself to that standard and prove that you not only talk the talk, but you walk the walk. And then let that ripple effect affect everybody around you. And next thing you know, you're a fucking leader. And next thing you know, you are all collectively operating at an extremely high level. And that's where some awesome things start to happen. If you're watching this right now and you are in any type of leadership role, I'm not making this video to make you feel bad about yourself. That is not the whole point. That is not why I'm sitting here. I set my camera up and I click start. Oh, let me make people feel like shit. That is not my goal. My goal is to bring awareness that your body is a direct reflection and it is a huge influence on the people around you when you are in a leadership position. My goal is to come onto here and tell you the truth, to tell you the shit that nobody else is telling you. Your body is a direct example of who you are. It is a direct statement every single fucking day, whether you want it to be or not. The good news is that it's fixable. So all you need to do is just start showing up for yourself. Show up for yourself in the way that you want other people to show up for you. Your body is your receipt. Make sure that your receipt is showing what you actually want it to show. If you stayed this long throughout the video, I appreciate you being here. I really do. And I hope this video helped out. If you agree or disagree or whatever, go ahead, drop a comment. Let's hear it. I'm always open to having a conversation. I read every single comment. And if you feel like you want to start showing up for yourself, if you're ready to take that leap and you don't want to do it alone, click the link in my description where it says free training. That breaks down my system, exactly how I do it for myself and for my clients. Also, you could just shoot me a DM. There's a link in the description with my Instagram. Click that, shoot me a follow. It has a lot of good information that'll help you out. And just send me a DM and we'll just have a conversation. We'll see if we're a good fit for each other. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one.